So I'm just gonna come out the gate and let y'all know I chose violence today. I have chosen violence today. Okay. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm not gonna mince my words. I had to cut my hair just yesterday because of my hair breaking, um, because of some hormonal stuff going on. So I'm feeling some type of way about having to cut my hair after trying to grow it. So my hair is gone. My earrings are big. I chose violence today, okay? So this is Kira Unhinged. And Kira is, I am one of the co-founders of White Collar, which is a matching platform that matches for the relationship of mentorship, matches mentees to mentors. So I'm also feeling some type of way because I'm really sick and tired of grocery shopping, um, and groceries not lasting. I don't know about y'all. Hi, whoever's here. I don't know about y'all, but groceries are grocerying. I mean, I don't know what's going on. The food isn't lasting. Hi, how are you? Thank you. Hi, Cook in the Wild. Um, I'm just sitting here venting, so just know it's a vent session. But um, I mean, groceries are probably the largest expense in my household right now. And doesn't matter how often I shop or how careful I am when I'm shopping, because I'm a mom, so I have kids and I have a husband. It just seems as if, you know, the money is not lasting like it used to, back in, and it wasn't even that long ago when you felt like, your money kind of stretched. I'm like, what is that that's running down my chin? It wasn't that long ago that um you felt your money stretched, right? Like you felt like you had wiggle room when it came to your finances. Um, you felt like you could do more with your money. Now it's like the basics, the necessities, like you're not, um, your money isn't going as far as it used to. And it's because of shrinkflation, right? You're getting groceries, but the amount that you're paying for is you're paying more for less. So you're paying more money to get less groceries, less a smaller size of what you used to pay less for before. But now you're paying more. And so it can be very frustrating. I don't know about y'all, but it could be very frustrating, especially if you're not a single household. I mean, I imagine it could probably be even worse when you're a single person, but at least you could kind of like ration food out. I have two growing boys. Okay. Um, they eat. I can't control how much they eat. I would have to lock the fridge. Okay. And so maybe me and my husband could kind of ration things out and make things stretch, but you can't make things stretch if you have kids. And so, I don't know if you're a parent Cook in the Wild, or, you have any kids that you care for in your home, but you probably know what I'm talking. If you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. And so, we all need to be looking at ways we can make more money. We all do. I mean, unless you're a part of the top 1%, we all need to be looking for ways we can make more money because the money isn't stretching. The salaries are not going up in the manner in which they need to in order to accommodate the cost of living. The salaries are stagnant. This is an employer's market right now. Okay. So um, you don't have the luxury of being able to find another job easily. Okay. Sometimes it's just cheaper to keep her. Sometimes you just have to sit still, you know, and wait it out because the job market is really bad right now. Unless you're in healthcare, unless you're in certain industries, the job market is still pretty stable. Like I'm in the healthcare industry for my day job. But for everybody else, for most part, with all the layoffs happening and people not hiring and hiring freezes happening, it's rough out there. It's the wild, wild west out there. And so what I would say is a lot of people are having to kind of like there's no negotiation happening at work anymore. You know how you used to be able to negotiate your salary. You know how there used to be opportunities for upward mobility. or you need to be able to negotiate raises. There's none of that. We're in total opposite. No kids, but yes, inflation is real. Yes. So yeah, I mean, and I know single people have their struggles too, right? I mean, it's hard to find housing now because housing's so you're priced out of housing. Rent has gone up. So you're like I said, salaries have stayed stagnant, okay? But everything else is going up. So now you have less money to do what you need to do, and less disposable income. And so I don't put people's struggles against each other because we all have our own struggles. But I know as a parent, for me, my biggest struggle right now is the groceries and the inflation. I don't know. I guess I thought with this president, we were supposed to get everything was supposed to go down. That's what he promises people, but none of that happened. Um, and so money is tight. It's tight for everybody. I've experienced some job losses last year back to back. I've had friends who have spouses who lost jobs and still don't have a job 6, 7 months later. You know, um, my husband is looking for work as well, but he's getting job interviews, but nothing is panning out. Things are hard for everybody. The economy is probably the worst it's been in a long time. I feel like the economy is the worst it's been since Bush, since George W. Bush, the junior, I think. Um, and I was in school then. I was in college then. So it didn't feel, um, I didn't feel I felt the crunch, but not as much as I would as being a working class professional. And so now as a working class professional, I am feeling the weight. Yes. Yes, is the new 9 to 5. Absolutely. I am definitely feeling the weight of all the crushing responsibilities that I have that just keep coming at me. And I don't know if anyone feels the same way. And absolutely. I'm one of those people, I believe in the blend of entrepreneurship and a 9 to 5. I feel like your 9 to 5, can help fund your business, okay? If you negotiate, a salary for your 9 to 5 starting out, because once you get in bed with them and you get a relationship with them, just know you're only gonna get the 3 to 4% standard, raise or cost of living, okay? Um, but if you're able to negotiate a salary and a livable wage that gives you enough wiggle room and disposable income, you can use that to fund your business. Your business can be like your silent business partner. Absolutely 100%. I did that for about 5 years. My employer was my silent business partner. They just didn't know it. I left my 9 to 5 and I worked my 5 to 9. And sometimes I worked my 5 to 9 during my lunch break, okay? So I believe in the blend of both because being an entrepreneur, to be honest, can be very unstable, and very risky, especially if you have responsibilities like kids and a spouse and a house you have to pay for. It could be very risky. Jumping full force into a business, a full time business owner. I do not recommend that to anybody. That's just my personal stance. Everybody has a different one. Everybody has a different viewpoint. That's what's the beauty of life. There's variety. Um, but for me, absolutely, it's very risky, especially in this economy. I say, even if you can, now if your business is booming and you're doing great, um, and is growing and you just don't have the capacity to have a 9 to 5, maybe do a little, but you still need, because you have to think about this. Being a business owner, your business not just has to fund your business bills, right? The bills that come from having a business, but also your personal bills. And that could be a lot. And if you're not making that money to cover both, then you may need to look at a little part-time, a little side hustle, something on the side to do on the side. I was just talking to my friend asking because she was talking about money is tight because her husband isn't working. I'm like, are you right? What are you doing? Like, are you still right? I think she does uh Uber Eats or something like that, food delivery, do that, do something on the side because it could take a while when you have a job loss in your household, it could take a while before things are back to where they were before. It could take some time. No, I don't care how much money you're making unless you're making like high six figures. To recoup from the loss of income from a family member can take a minute to really bounce back from that and get to where you were before and get your savings up to where it was before. So sometimes you still have to do something in the meantime, in between time to kind of get both of you back on track, right? I put this oil in my hair and it keeps dripping. I don't know. I just washed my hair today. Um, so we have to be open to new possibilities. Gone are the days of just have your 9 to 5 and that's it, and you work your 9 to 5 for 30 years and then you retire and get your pension. There's no pension anymore. That safety net is gone. It's just a 401k now. So those days of those days that our grandparents grew up under, and the days that our parents um had the luxury to have all these things and these stop gaps and these safety nets, those gone are gone for us. So now in my mind that we should all be acting as what I call entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurship is kind of like entrepreneurship, but it's basically acting as an entrepreneur in the setting of employment, in a corporation. So it's basically like looking out for yourself, looking out for your best interest, making sure that you are always, um, you know, climbing the ladder, climbing the corporate ladder, you know, is basically getting yours, doing the business of you, getting yours while you're within a corporation setting as an employee, having the mindset of an entrepreneur while being an employee. And I always encourage everybody to have, to look out for themselves, to negotiate salaries, to negotiate raises. Um, if you can't get a raise in the current position that you're in, or you're at your glass ceiling, then look at possibly moving into another position within the company, or look outside the company if there's no opportunities there. Yeah, get yours. Um, you know, Stop thinking about what can the company do, what can I do for the company, but think about what can the company do for me? What skill sets can I get from being uh, in this with this employer? Like what new skill sets can I adopt, or what new skill sets can I be taught and trained in that can help me get to the next milestone that I'm trying to get to? That makes sense. So we all need to be thinking about ways in which we can stretch ourselves to get more money. Okay. Whether it's looking at new positions, new jobs, new roles, whether it's moving into management, whether it's, perhaps looking at entrepreneurship, whether it's looking at getting a side hustle or part time, whatever it is. Now, if you are trying to learn a new skill set, okay, and your job is not giving you those opportunities, maybe you have to look outside a job. Maybe you need to get a mentor. I know people hate the word mentor. I know people are like, I don't want a mentor. I think, I don't want to pay a whole bunch of money to learn whatever from someone. Um, and I get it, because I have paid them a whole bunch of money and not gotten what I thought I was going to get. I have been there. Okay. I have also received great mentorship from people that I received it for free. I got lucky. That doesn't always happen. We don't always get access to mentors for free that are willing to give up their time when they're busy. They're busy business owners. They're getting paid for their time. They're not going to freely give their time for free, like unless they choose to, right? Um, but a mentor is like a teacher. That's how I look at it. They're a teacher who has, yes, knowledge, skills, and compounding is the approach that I connect with over scaling. Yes, yes, yes. We all need to be adopting new skill sets. Um, I have been a seasoned professional for over 22 years, and I'm always looking for opportunities and jobs and doing things that I have never done before. because I want to make sure that I am an attractive individual as it relates to being a coveted professional. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure I'm a coveted professional, that if even if I lose a job, I'm able to be resilient and bounce back. Okay. So this is why I believe in, and not, and I just move that way, but not every job has those opportunities. Not every employer gives those opportunities. So we need to be open to the option, make creating opportunities for ourselves. Sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we just have to create opportunities for ourselves. So, looking at mentorship, apprenticeships. Remember those back in the day when you used to be, you had a master and you used to, learn from your master everything that they know, right? They would teach you the trade, they would teach you the lay of the land. Maybe we need to look at some apprenticeships. We got to do something. Whether you're someone that is starting out, into adulthood as a college graduate, or you just graduate from graduate school, whether you're a working professional, whatever you are, whatever stage of your life you're in, or a retiree, because retirees doesn't mean life is over, right? For you, you could start over, right? Creating opportunities for yourself, you gotta be willing to do that. Now is the time, I think, in 2026 where edutainment is gonna be, the next wave, right? It's gonna be the next trend, edutainment, investing in yourself, and maybe not in the traditional sense, maybe it's not going back to school and taking out student loans and getting an additional degree or additional certification. Maybe it could be something as simple and as easy and as affordable as a mentor, or as affordable as a master that can be, that you could be an apprentice to. But whatever it is, right? Because it's not always easy to move from job to job and gather different skill sets. It's not even easy to be taught a new skill set by people at your current job, because some people are gatekeepers and they don't want you taking their job. So they're not going to teach you what they know. They're not going to mentor you because they're looking at you as competition. So you do have to create your own opportunities. You do. And so one way you can create an opportunity for yourself is to say, you know what? Rather than going back to school and paying all these thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to go back to school, I'm going to get a mentor. I want to learn about this industry or that, or adopt this new skill set. And so I'm going to pay for a mentor so that they could teach me that skill set so that I can make some more money and add to my profitability. Well, where do you find a mentor? Where do you go to get a mentor? Now, some people go on Facebook or Instagram or other social media platforms searching for mentors, or TikTok, where you can find a mentor, is dime a dozen. But how do you know you can get a mentor you can trust, right? How do you know this person's not going to take your money? Because a lot of times they want thousands of dollars up front, signed and sealed before they even meet with you. And then you meet with them and you're like, what the hell is this? This is not what I thought I was going to be getting for all this money I didn't spend. And it's no money back guarantee with them. You just lose out, right? So, it can be kind of risky going on the internet or social media and getting a mentor. And then there's no regulation of these mentors. There's no way of sometimes of really vetting them. Even if you vet them, you're vetting them based off of what you get from their websites, or what they tell you. And then once you pay the money, you're locked in. It's, too little too late. A lot of people sign, they're not signing the dotted lines per se, but they're giving the money up. And now there's no contract. So mentorship, a lot of times there's no contract. So you just get what you get and you're not getting your money back. There's no oversight. There's no regulation, right? So thinking about these things, these possible risk factors when you look for mentors, um, can make a lot of people not even want to get a mentor because they're concerned about that. Or maybe they were burned before and they don't want to get a mentor again because of that experience. So this is why we created Wite Collar, because we give you guys the opportunity to get access, easy access to mentors that have been vetted by us, that allow you to pay as you go. So, because it's a subscription based service, you're not locked in. You don't have to have a certain amount of invest a certain amount of time in. You're not locked into a certain amount of months that you have to spend with us. You don't pay an annual fee up front. You can pay as you go. You can get as little or as much mentorship as you want. And like I said, you also get oversight. We talked about that, the oversight, not having any oversight. No one is regulating these mentors. So you get the oversight because if there's a problem, we step in. Okay. And we don't take sides. We're neutral. We're not taking anybody's side. We're going to ask you what happened, what's going on, why you want to disconnect with that mentor, because we match you to mentors and you can choose and select which mentor, even though we match you. You choose which one you want to go to, just like a dating app. You choose which partner that you want to date. Is the same thing with us. You choose which mentor you want to go with. Sorry, I have to plug my battery in. And say you end up making the wrong choice, no harm, no foul. We'll unmatch you. We'll first ask what's going on because we want to get the feedback from you. What is the problem with this mentor? What's going on with them? Why are you dissatisfied? And then we'll also talk to them, see if we can mediate it. If it's mediated, if it's able to be resolved, and if it's not, we allow you to unmatch and go about your business. So you're not locked in. You're not locked in. You don't have to worry about, did I make the right choice or not? You really get the chance to explore all the mentors/teachers we have on the platform. And a lot of our mentors are multifaceted, multidimensional individuals. They have multiple skill sets. You're not just getting someone that knows about marketing, but someone that might know about marketing, artificial intelligence, might also have some legal experience. So they might be a lawyer. Um, they may be in healthcare. I mean, they may be so many skill sets tied to this one mentor that you're getting a lot of bang for your buck in that subscription that you pay every month. Because you can go literally from learning one skill set with that person to another skill set once you mastered it. And then here's the beauty of mentorship. This is the thing I love. Someone teaches you a skill set, you master that skill set, then you can go turn around and teach someone else and make money doing that. Just teaching them what you knew. It's like paying it forward. So it's like whether you decide to use that skill set, you know, um, as a business, or whether you decide to use the skill set as something that you teach other people how to do, or both, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. So, whereas with formal education, you get this degree, pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. And like me, because I'm in healthcare, I'm in the human services field, I'm not, it probably took me 10, 15 years to recoup that money with my salary, you know? Um, a lot of times you may not even recoup that money, right? Recoup that money at all, depending on if you find it's makes sense to switch into that particular industry. But yeah, recouping that money takes a very long time when you're going and getting a formal education or graduate degree versus when you just decide to do mentorship, and you do something like what we do with subscription-based service that's very affordable, and then you could turn around after 6 or 7 months and then teach someone else that skill set and recoup all that money within 6 months. I mean, we got to think, the math got to make sense now. We can't just be doing things to do. Oh, I love this. Oh, I want to do, this because I love it. I'm passionate about. Does it make sense? Does it make financial sense? You could find something that you like, or better yet, tolerate, that makes financial sense and can give you the life you want to live. You could travel now. You can, um, you know, do the things you want to do that you never were able to do before. So you get satisfaction, life satisfaction that way, by being able to do more things and your money stretch further. But it's not fun in life to be working like a dog or working extremely hard and then turn around and your money's just getting sucked up by all the inflation that's going on. It does not feel good. It does not. It makes you feel depressed. It makes you feel anxious. It's not a great feeling to work every single day, 9 to 5, and then still not be able to afford the life you want to live. It's just not. It's just and that's why so many people are depressed and despondent and hopeless because they're just going around in a hamster wheel and not going anywhere. So sometimes you have to make the sacrifice of investing in yourself. It's a sacrifice in the sense that yes, financially, you might not be able to do certain things that you would normally be able to do for that, whatever, 6 months, year, um, 6 weeks, whatever it is that you decide you wanna do, wanna learn, in that meantime, right? But the 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 long-term reward is much greater, much greater. It is true more affordable with the right match, absolutely. The long-term reward is much greater. So you also have to think about it's not just somebody teaching you how to do something. Okay, that's the biggest part of it. Yes, the mentor teaching you how to do something, teach you how to master a certain skill set. But it's the there is also who they're plugging you in with, who they're introducing you to that's a part of their network, right? You can meet your next future employer through their network. You can meet someone that could be your business partner through their network. You can be connected to grant opportunities through their network. So it's beyond just them teaching you. Once you have that relationship, they're opening you up to other opportunities. They could literally, that one person could open up you to 7 connections that could change your life through that one person. So we have to think about it in beyond, and that's why we do mentorship. We don't do coaching. If you're looking for a coach that's just gonna help you get to an end goal, right? And there's nothing wrong with coaching. It's just not what we do. But, and then once they get you to that goal, right, whether it's publishing a book or something like that, then they're out. That's not what we offer. We offer people that are hands-on, that don't mind getting their hands dirty, that don't mind helping out, that want to help, that know that there are people out there that could benefit from the help that they offer, but are just having a hard time connecting to those people, and we are the conduit that connects them to those people, right? Our mentors are us. We don't do anything else but the mentorship. We connect you to mentors. Once you're a match, you can have the mentorship on the app. If you prefer virtual mentorship, we also believe in customizable learning experiences. So if you learn best virtually or that's just what your schedule allows, will help with that. Will help. We offer you that one-stop shop. But we also offer mentorship for folks that want face-to-face. You can get a mentor you can see locally if you prefer having in-person mentorship. So we lean into whatever works for you. I'm heavy on that. I am in a field where the right fit and in terms of your relationship with that professional can set you up for success. So I believe the same thing goes for mentorship. It's no different. It's still a relationship that there has to be a good match, a good fit in order for that mentee to be set up for success. If that makes sense. I don't know how long I've been on here, 28 minutes. I'll go to 30. So, so yeah, that is us in a nutshell. That's what we believe in. That's our values. That is what we offer. If you're interested in learning more about us, we do app demos every Tuesday. This Tuesday, actually, we're going to be doing it from 1 to 2. We have like a little mini career fair, but we're pausing on that for this week. We're offering anyone that's interested in being a mentor or a mentee the opportunity to get a walkthrough with the app. And so if you're interested in that, then, I'm going to put in the chat how you can reach out to us. Let me see. And I'm going to put, this is probably the best way. It's a simple job form we ask you to complete. And we do want you to let you know when you complete this job form, you're going to be added to our email and texting service that we offer, just so you can be plugged into our community and be aware of any upcoming events and things that we're doing and new features that are coming to the app. Recently, we launched a pitch feature for mentor and create a pitch. Um, and it show up on their profile. So a video pitch for mentees that might be interested in them, and then it'll show on their profile in a video loop. So we just recently launched that, which I think is pretty cool because I mean, you might want to get the feel of the personality of the mentor, which can't be always expressed in their bio. And so this is a great way for you to get a feel of that personality. Because personality is a big piece too. It's not just the expertise of the mentor, but what is their personality like? Are they kind of blah and they don't have much? They're kind of, one note, one tone. Is that gonna be a problem for you? Is it gonna make you bored, not pay attention? Maybe you need someone with a little bit more personality, a little more animated. Some people like boring and blah. I like boring and blah. I don't mind that. I don't mind beige as long as you're, intelligent and you're knowledgeable. Um, but let me see. I'm about to put this in the chat. I don't know. This thing's always. Hold on a second. It didn't copy and paste what I just pasted. What I copied. So let me try again. So I'm going to put the mentee registration form in here. Yes, exactly. So that is the mentee registration form that I just put in. And then I'm going to put the mentor registration form in here. So those are two separate job forms. But yeah, it is important. Like personality is a thing too. So that's why we came up with the pitch video. And it's a 1-minute pitch video. It's not gonna is we're not gonna allow them, we don't want to bore anybody to death. We understand that people's time is valuable. Our time is valuable. So we respect people's time. So this is the mentor job form. So one is for mentees, one is for mentors. Also, you can complete both if you want to be a mentee and a mentor. We don't box you in. We're all about fluidity. So if you have a skill set you could teach, but a skill set you also want to learn, you could fill out both job forms. But personality is a big factor too. I like people that are hard and tough. They're going to season me. They're going to challenge me. They're going to, look for any holes or weak points of my business so that I can strengthen those weak points and be able to defend them better. That's who I like. But some people like people that are like with kitten gloves. They're like pet, soft words, low tone of voice, gentle. Everybody's different. So I just put in the job forms for the mentee and the mentor if you want to sign up or if you know of anybody that would benefit from mentorship. We'll also be in Atlanta for the Black Expo in Atlanta that's coming up from the February 20th to February 22nd. So we have that coming up where we'll be doing some onboarding there. But yeah, we want to get people that are invested, interested, ambitious, not just interested. We don't want people just interested in mentoring. We want people that are actively seeking mentors or mentees that are invested, ambitious individuals, right? They're all about either giving back or getting and receiving mentorship because they love to learn. I love to learn. I'm always learning. I'm always looking at something. Yesterday, I was looking at this AI thing about how to use AI to create social media posts. I'm always open to learn. Even if I don't use it right now, eventually I might, right? And I want to know about it and put it in my toolbox for later. So the form for, okay, it didn't open. Let me try it again. I'm going to give it to you again, the one for the mentor. Uh, I don't know why it didn't open, but I'll send it to you again. And thank you for rocking with me this entire time. I appreciate you. You're actually the first person I think that has been on my live. So yeah, it's right there, the mentor job form. Um, and share us with your community, with the people that you know that are, if you know of some people that would make great mentors or are already doing mentorship, but want to get in front of more eyes and more people that are interested and invested and are ready to take action, then, send them our way. Um, we're for action-oriented people. We're not for people who like to sit on the sidelines and wait, or for people that like to follow what other people are doing, and then they'll jump on board. That's not for us. We're for people that are leaders, that are trendsetters, that want to be the first to something. and we think what we're offering is something very big. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Follow us also on YouTube. We're on YouTube. We do lots of more videos on YouTube. And we also just did a walkthrough video of the app for people that are mentors. So if you want to check that out, I'll put the YouTube in here as well. Because we just did a video where we walk mentors through different features on the app. So let me share that information with you. And yes. You have a great day as well. That's our YouTube if you're interested and you want to check us out and learn a little bit more about us. But you have a great rest of your day. Oh, and let me put in here also. I love to give people information. And you do as you see fit. You look at what you want to look at. You don't look at what you don't want to look at. We also have our informational page here as well and blog. So rather than you having to put into words what we do, those are great resources to give to other folks that might be interested that want to learn what we do as well. So anyway, take care. Bye.